Hey everybody, this is Kevin Crouch with Ellis County Weather here at Jimmy Porter Real Estate Weather Center, and let's talk a little bit about what is going on to our south. First of all, I want to show you on the radar here. We do have some showers and a few thunderstorms off to our east. It looks like we should stay rain-free tonight, so we get out of rain-free card a little bit tonight. At least at this point, we could still see a little bit more development as time goes on, but as we see, let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, well, not quite that much, but you can see all of this is coming from the southeast, and that is because we actually, at this point, have our first tropical disturbance in the Gulf. So this is the satellite imagery you see here. If I put that into motion, you can kind of see that rotation down this way. So as this continues to move northward, we're going to have better chances of showers and thunderstorms. And we have a chance of that coming up tomorrow. So we should be, over the next 24 hours or so, probably seeing a little more impact from this. As you can see off to the west here, if we zoom out a little bit, there's quite a bit of activity to the west. Storms developing off just outside of the right at the Texas-New Mexico border there. But what we're looking at is this development right in here. Again, you can see that spin. And this has about a 50% chance of developing to its next stage. So it looks like we could see at least a tropical depression before this thing makes landfall. Possibly a tropical storm. It would really depend on how much it can intensify over the next 24 hours to see if we have our first named storm. And if it is named, let me pull up the names, because I had it up and I think I lost that window somehow. So the 2021 names for the storms. The first storm, if this one does actually get a name, it will be Tropical Depression, or possibly even up to Tropical Storm Anna. ANA, real simple. So a good, short, simple name for us meteorologists. We've had a hard couple of months, so it's a good, simple name. Really, all of the names are pretty straightforward, fortunately. I think there was one or two last year that were a little bit hard to say. But it's pretty unique at this point that we are seeing this kind of tropical development this early on. And so it's a very interesting turn of events to be dealing with this at this very moment. And even out farther, if we go out to the out in the Atlantic here, just north of Bermuda, you're going to see even more defined development, as we're probably going to see a tropical disturbance, depression really, then tropical storm pretty soon. I mean, you can see how well defined all of that is. Fortunately, that is way outside of our jurisdiction here, but we'll go back to our immediate area right here and just take another look at this tropical disturbance. And this is not expected to bring any kind of severe weather to our area, not the kind of, second severe weather season, second tornado season that we sometimes see with these tropical storms and hurricanes that come in. That's the good news. It's not going to bring that kind of activity to our immediate area. But we could see some more rain, and I know that we really do not need more rain in this area. It's just something that's absolutely not necessary. But we could very well see that impact our area. If we go to the forecast, and let me actually... Well, maybe not. Okay, I was going to try to show that, but it doesn't seem to want to... Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's take a look at the forecast for the weekend here. So tonight we have a 30% chance of showers, and that's really going to be standard. And I know this says extended forecast for Waxahachie. This pretty much goes for all of Ellis County. And Saturday, 60% chance of showers. That has gone up throughout the day with the arrival of this tropical system. Tomorrow night, a 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms, and then again Sunday, 20 to 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. So not a really big outbreak or anything of severe weather this weekend. Really not looking for anything beyond just run of the mill, really. This is going to kind of be its own event, if you will. I'm not looking for this to bring any kind of anything dangerous, when it comes to shore on the coast. We're looking at winds. Today, winds were in the 30 to 40 range. When this thing makes landfall, if it strengthens, they could be 40 to 50 miles per hour. And those are some pretty strong winds, but again, that's at its strongest. It may not even get there. So we're not looking at anything terribly traumatic down there. We're not looking at anything terribly destructive. That's the good news, but this is kind of an omen, I think, for how the Atlantic hurricane season is going to go. It has been predicted by the National Hurricane Center that we could have a very active hurricane season once again in the Atlantic. And if you remember last year, all eyes were on the Gulf. And so we'll have to watch very closely how the tropics develop over the next few months. But this is kind of our first taste already on the latter half of May that we're looking at our first tropical system in this area. It's going to make it humid. Humidity is not something I think really anybody is a fan of. So humid, warm, just gross and yucky. We're going to be up in the mid to upper 70s tomorrow, and then Sunday up in towards, really Sunday through Tuesday getting up towards the 80s. And then next week, as you can tell, kind of looking at an active pattern. So as we get closer to next week, we'll get a better idea. Of course, Sunday evening I'll be bringing you that weekday outlook rather, where we'll get a little more in depth on what next week's forecast is going to look like. So let's just go one more time back to this view of this system as it's coming in. And as you can see, from Dallas to Longview to Tyler, that's that moisture that has blown in, some of that convection, and looks like it's raining in our area, but we're really not getting much. We'll take one last look at the radar here, just to kind of, again, get a perspective on what that's doing here. Sorry about that, lost that window there. So again, you can see the showers here from Crockett on up to Mineola and over towards the Kaufman area, getting a little bit of light rain, a little bit of heavier rain maybe moving into the Greenville area. Jacksonville is getting a pretty good shower right now, from Tyler down to Jacksonville and Rusk and Alto, down over to Natchez and Palestine. Those areas getting some pretty good rain. I don't expect much of this to make it to our area. It's not really going to do a whole lot for our area. But if we get down, go to our Houston radar here, again, you can kind of see some of this rotation here where that low pressure is. And of course on the coast, they're pretty much used to this. You have those spotty showers and thunderstorms, and that's really kind of what I'm thinking we're going to be looking at when we get into next week. It could be that we start looking for just kind of those afternoon storms that pop up. We're definitely going to be looking at Gulf moisture moving in, so we'll have to take a closer look to see kind of what that pattern is going to look like as we get into next week. But again, I'll have that coming up in the next few days. So not much more to give here. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let me try that again. I was behind. I was a step behind OBS here. So it's been a long week, and OBS is a step ahead of me. So sorry about that. Let me just show you again that from Winsboro all the way down here to Jacksonville, Natchez, Rusk, and Elkhart, excuse me. All this rain. I don't know how much of this is actually going to make it. It may just be one of those evenings where we kind of have some light rain that comes through. But one thing is for sure, we're getting an early start on tropics season, on hurricane season this year. I don't expect this storm to be a hurricane, but man, if this is any indication of anything at all, it'll be a long summer down on the coast. And of course, those hurricanes tend to affect our area as well. If they can make that right track, right up 45, then they do tend to impact us as well, especially if we get on the west side of it. Right now, we're on the east side of this system. So we'll see kind of what that impact looks like. And again, if this storm may or may not make it to tropical depression or even tropical storm strength, it does look to be moving into some more volatile atmosphere. So it could very well strengthen before it makes landfall, but not looking at anything catastrophic. Certainly not looking at anything exciting for our area. So just a quick little stream tonight. I also want to say, and let me just check this and see if maybe we've hit it. We are at 499 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Of course, we opened up the YouTube channel to give another avenue for streaming, to allow another opportunity to watch that. I know a lot of people put it up on their TV and have a clearer view that way. And overall, the quality of the stream is just better through YouTube. We are at 499 subscribers. So everybody watching, here's what I want you to do. Go grab the link in the chat right there. Matt just posted that. Grab that link and share it. Grab the link to the channel even, just to the channel itself. And I'll go ahead and share that link here. Okay, so go ahead and share that link to the channel. Share it on your page. Let's see if we can not only hit the 500 subscriber mark, but get beyond it. Because I really do think that people are going to appreciate how much more clear these streams are through YouTube. One other thing I'm working on is we're going to be having some relatively quiet weather over the next few days. It doesn't look that way, but I think it's going to be relatively quiet compared to what we've had. So as we get into late May, early June, into July and August, when things really calm down and it's just hot all the time, I'm going to be keeping engaged with all of you folks. So we're going to find different ways to stay engaged with all of you. I think what we might actually do is just do a little kind of a Q&A. And I don't know if anybody is interested in that, but if you're interested in that, drop me a message or something, your ideas, because I want to make sure that we're engaged with you folks. We're going to be doing some kind of debriefing on some of the tornadoes that we had in this particular area over the past couple of months. Look at some footage of those tornadoes and take a chance to really kind of get to know the events that were such a big deal. And you know what? I think, yep, we have 502. Thank you so much, 500 subscribers. Finally, we have passed that mark on the YouTube channel, so I appreciate that. Go share that link. Get people plugged in. Make sure that they are prepared next time severe weather strikes to stay on top of the weather here in Ellis County. That's all I've got for you for now. I'll be posting more updates about this tropical disturbance. Let's see if maybe we can have our first tropical depression, first named storm before we even hit June. Stay tuned. I'll have more coming up.